Hello, boys. You alright?
Hello.
Hi, Dad.
Hello.
Wow, Nathan,
Alright,
full of energy as
We're,
ever,
we're,
man.
we're 3
Yeah.
seconds in and Nathan's already done with episode 7.
We're
I
3
definitely
seconds
haven't.
in
I
and
definitely haven't woke
Mike's
up from a
already
nap.
blew
Yeah.
me eardrums.
We're all tired today, boys. It's past our bedtimes. It's gone 6 p.m.
Yeah. It's way
I wanna
past my
get to
bedtime.
bed.
Honestly, I've had my fill of Fortnite today. And
Why do I look like a strawberry? I'm so red.
Babblin
Ooh.
do evening episodes now.
yeah, it's Babblin nights.
No
Yeah.
schedule.
Wow.
Babblin nights.
What we
Well, things are looking on the up and up for us because we managed to see each other. It was Monday, wasn't it? We all met up.
Yeah,
Mm.
it was pretty
Went back up
cool.
to Coventry. Had a bit of a small gathering between us and a few other friends from university, and yeah, it was pretty good. It was good to see you all.
See you in another 3
Yeah,
months.
the post-uni depression was very present.
Oh yeah, you can say that
yeah.
again. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
was
it's sort of
like
went
a
out.
Bit of life advice: if you're at uni, don't stop. Just keep
Yeah.
going.
Jesus.
Until you're
Yeah.
an OAP.
masters. Then whatever comes after
masters
that.
and masters and masters and masters. Just
Yeah.
keep going.
Career change. Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I'll do another university course. You're just
Yeah.
ramping out all the money at that point, though.
You might as
what were you
well.
gonna
Like,
say,
it's free, innit? It's free. $3, innit, these courses? You ain't got to pay them back unless you earn over like 25k. You got to worry.
Are you planning to stay under
I was
that?
gonna say. He sips
Nathan's
the water
unemployed,
like hell,
so
yeah.
he's doing it. He's
Wow,
just,
he's really broken the government. Boris
Yeah.
Johnson's sat in his
Yeah.
office right now, like, God damn.
God, that Ethan Burgess.
Go to work. Go to work.
Oh, go.
Well,
Ethan and Boris have the same.
Oh, here we go. There we go. Same out.
Well,
wow.
speaking of politics,
Twins, mate.
there is a very, very popular conspiracy theory.
Oh,
Politics.
conspiracy theories.
In fact, actually, I
Oh.
have some conspiracy theories for you today.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
So
look
this
so
very
tired.
quick one. This very quick one that I want to point out to you is from
Bigfoot
David.
real.
It's from David Icke, who
Who's
said,
he?
Wait, just talking.
Who's he?
Oh,
Go on, Nathan.
look, mate,
Oh,
I'm just
go on,
looking. So it's gone with a guy called David Icke, and he said
Yeah.
how politics is run by lizard people who come from the fourth dimension and live in sewers. What do you make of that?
That's
Oh,
that's a bunch of
what do you
shit.
make
of
Where's the evidence?
Where's the actual
I'm sure you've
conspiracy there?
heard. I'm
Has
sure
someone
you've
just
heard
said
of.
that?
I've
like,
heard of
the
it.
government's run by lizard
As soon as
people.
lizards
Yeah.
are mentioned, they kind of
But-
switch it off.
It's
Yeah,
just a
I
bit
just think about
like
the Amazing Spider-Man 1. And that's
Or,
it.
Yeah.
Maybe they meant
Yeah.
snakes. Everyone's a
But
snake.
hang on, what's the actual
Cunts.
conspiracy? Because with these sorts of things, there's always things that make you go, oh yeah, oh wow, oh yeah. They actually make
Silurians.
saying that this
I mean-
shit's like the fourth dimension lizard people is just like monged out.
Who actually
I
believes
believed that
it?
when I was
Who
3 or
believes
something.
this? No one believes it.
I mean,
Well, it's kind of like how people believe the Earth
To
is
be fair, I
flat.
believe this at the same time. Do you know when you was a kid on Facebook and you
It's
get
facts,
these like
though.
messages on your feed going,
Mhm.
"Oh, send this to 10 of your friends or 3 a.m. in the morning." A clown
Yeah,
will appear at the end of the
yeah,
bed.
because it shut you up. You're like, mate,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not dying tonight.
That's it. That's the only time that we believe that.
Clown-looking motherfucker
Well, I mean,
come
the
out
The
into my
clown
bed.
was
Theory-
great, though.
the
I
theory
love that.
comes from
Out his arse.
well, maybe, yeah, but it was quite a while ago, like a couple of years ago, and it was just this
Bollocks, man.
idea that politicians are actually shape-shifting reptilian aliens who control Earth by taking on human form and gaining political power to manipulate human societies.
I've
David
seen
Icke
that Doctor
stated,
Who episode.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like a Doctor Who episode. Silurians.
Icke stated on multiple occasions that many world leaders are or are possessed by so-called reptilians. There's never really been any kind of proof. Like it's all theoretical. But even then, this is like a fucking stretch. But it's
Donald
like,
Trump's overdue shedding his skin, isn't he?
yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right? It's way past it. You see the
Nathan-
difference in his color. It's just like, whoa.
Tell me
not
this,
even
Nathan. Have you
thing.
seen a lizard person?
Yes, I have actually. I can confirm it's true. When I was out in London
Oh.
a couple of years ago, and yeah, I saw Ed Miliband, leader of Labour
Oh.
at the time, and he was crawling on all fours around the alley. As soon as I saw him,
Yeah.
he shapeshifted into a human. You know.
The way
That's
he
not
eats
wrong.
his sandwich.
It's not wrong. That's all you used to
Yeah,
say, wasn't it? It's not wrong.
Is that Ed Miliband or someone completely different?
I don't know, something like that. Billaband.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, it's it's quite a popular thing that goes around saying. It's also the same as how they say
That's quite
alligators
worrying
live in the sewers in New York, but it's like, well, it's not really proven, but
No, it's turtles.
it's a big one that
You
goes
are
around.
right. Yeah, the whole lizard people thing.
Yeah.
I've never really.
Obviously, it's
gave it
never been
much
proven.
mind.
There's no real solid
But it's a
proof to
very
make you
sort
go,
of
"Oh,
popular
like yeah."
It
But-
don't
Why
surprise
am I so
me.
pixelated? Anyone else
I've heard-
noticing that?
Americans. It's
Pixelated.
dark.
Ben-
It's dark.
Ben's
because of
from the other
darkness.
dimension.
Yes.
Ben's,
Ooh,
don't
Ben's a
trust
lizard
him.
person. Ooh,
It's the
he's got
lizard. This is how we
dimensions, man.
tell.
Yeah.
You got him.
You got me, bro.
Can we
See,
get a thumbnail?
this is how you call out the politicians. You just do a Zoom meeting with them. If it's grainy,
Ah,
No,
mean, mine's a little bit grainy.
I've always had this really good idea of a
laptop,
Halloween
yeah.
prank where you dress up in a lab coat and stuff, and you tell people you've been experimenting with crocodiles, and every so often you keep asking them for meat, and you go to the toilet and you keep applying like
Adding
scaly makeup
makeup.
to yourself, and then it gets to a point where you actually just start screaming, run back to the bathroom, and just let an alligator wearing a fucking lab coat run out onto the dance floor or something.
yeah. That's where you get the real alligator as well. That's a great idea.
You got to carry it into the club. You,
gotta
have to go
commit.
before it opens.
Blood went out the door. Fuck you,
Yeah.
it's
Bouncers just go like, let's go in on here.
like a garden party. You lob it out the bathroom window.
Yeah.
Ah!
Let's keep going with these. What's another one you got, Nathan?
Oh, I'm sure you all know who Avril Lavigne is.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Avril
Popular
Lavigne. Yeah.
singer, you know, like skater girl, complicated.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you're aware there was like a period where back around 2002 where
Vampire.
she disappeared. No, but
Shut the fuck up,
it's more even.
Vampire.
but it's more to do with the idea that she actually died and was replaced by like a duplicate by another actress. There's loads of people who say, you know, there's periods where she looks like this, a couple of days later, and now she looks a little bit different.
She changed her hair.
But that's pretty much it. It was, to be fair. But the reason she disappeared for so long is because she actually suffered from Lyme disease, which is really, really dangerous. So
Like
that is why
Cababras.
probably went Cababras, to be fair. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, good old
Cababras.
You'll get a lot of diseases from
just-
Cababras.
Yeah.
But the corona started. Oh, yeah.
That's Corona started there. That's the
Yeah.
origin.
Thank you.
The only
Thank you.
antidote to avoiding Lyme disease or any disease from Cababrush is getting called boss man by the person who works there whilst you're ordering.
Oh, yeah.
Boss
That's
man! And automatically,
Yeah.
you're back, your health.
Yeah,
full
you're
health.
fine,
Whoa.
yeah.
That's it. The colour comes back
You
to your
want colour
face.
picture, boss
and you're
man?
just
Sweet.
upping at it.
Hey, boss man.
But that's why she disappeared for so long, because she had Lyme disease, and
Where did she go?
like she was just sick, like, so she just sort of
Stuck
hid her face as much as
indoors.
she could. But every time people did see her, they said she was looking like super different and stuff, and that's what prompted people to say, "Oh, she's been replaced by an actress." Like, whoa. So
I feel like
yeah.
these sorts of things would be because that whole Lyme disease thing kind of answers that one. Like she's had a serious disease,
Yeah.
had to go away for a while. But like when you hear things about Edward Snowden and things like that, if they're the same sort of things revolved around him, you could definitely theorize a little bit more because it's like he revealed a load of government secrets to do with the technological sides of huge corporations like Apple and Samsung and stuff. How we're not really in control. They're all looking through our things and that. We pay for the devices and things and we think that we've got freedom, but we don't. Everything that we use, everything we do, everything we put out is all collected and analysed and stored and things like that. I mean, I am too ignorant on it all, really, if I'm honest. I haven't looked into it as much as I suppose I should have done. But I find it all very, very interesting. Have any of you guys seen the Edward Snowden film? Or do you guys actually know anything about that guy?
Oh, we're Jared.
Nah.
Not Jared Leto.
not much.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I think it's very, very interesting there, especially that side of things, seeing how Apple and Samsung and Google as well. Google's obviously a massive one. Collects all of our
Yeah.
data and stores shit and that, and they could do anything they want with our phones.
Well,
Look at
that's
anything they
like
want
when you
with
get
our phones.
personalised ads. That's like sort of the start of it, really, because of course you'll maybe go on Amazon for a bit and look at, you know, getting all these tools or whatever, and then you'll scroll
And then
on Twitter,
they figure it out.
Instagram, yeah, and then obviously you get an ad for what you've just looked at or something similar, and
Yeah.
you go, "Oh,
Well, that
I've
makes
just
a lot of
seen
sense.
that." Yeah, that makes
a lot of
sense. Yeah,
yeah.
but at the same time, it does prove that, you know, they do take the data of what you look at least. So
Yeah.
Oh,
you
fuck,
know,
Pornhub. What's that?
yeah, there you go.
Ethan's quickly gone to clear it.
Get the dwarf stuff off it now.
I
Uh,
hope.
But that's the
Oh,
point.
it-
Like that's
Off
the
the
thing.
way
They'll
we
take the
go.
data.
The Avril Lavigne one reminds me a bit of Paul McCartney conspiracy theory, where
Yeah.
he too, there was like a theory that he
Oh,
was
fuck,
swapped out. I like read about it ages ago, and like there's a theory that like Paul died ages ago, and they just swapped him out for a lookalike.
Yeah,
and
it was a car crash or something. Yeah. Well, they said 2 of the Beatles died, but
one
Paul
of them's
McCartney,
definitely
but
dead.
yeah, they said
one
one was
get
definitely dead, and they
shot?
got someone new into it. Huh?
Did one get shot?
John Lennon did. Yeah.
John Lennon.
John Lennon, yeah.
No.
I don't think they would.
Oh, lad.
No, you haven't got me yet. I don't think because the Beatles are probably the biggest icon within music of all time. I think that's obviously a huge statement to make, but I think it's totally like arguable that they are.
Definitely up
Like,
there.
They're a big
definitely.
influence on it.
Yeah,
They're like
100%. They're
up
absolutely
there with
huge.
Michael Jackson. You know, like they're like
Yeah,
Yeah.
Elvis. And all,
Michael
all those
Jackson, the
sorts of-
Elvis, Diana Ross and stuff.
and,
Even
yeah.
though Michael Jackson's a complete pedo and everything, he did have some good tunes.
I heard that was
the right
apparently
Don't quote even on
false.
that.
The right nonce.
That's quote of the episode.
Yeah,
That was
No.
a pedo and everything. He had some bangers.
I
That's
heard
a
that.
bag of
I
David,
heard
don't
it was
touch his kids.
actors.
What
Do
do
you
you
remember
mean
Lewis was
actors?
saying?
Actors
Do you remember
doing
Lewis said
what?
on the documentary it was actors?
Actors
Like,
doing what? Touching kids.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Because
telling
that
the stories on
that
Channel
Neverland's
4.
documentary that came out, and the
Yeah.
people that were against him, that were fully going with the accusations.
Didn't realise Lewis was a
It actually
producer.
did. To be fair, it did actually turn out that what they said was at least like a half truth, if not the full truth. So, yeah, the information they were given wasn't actually.
So you're
like,
telling me
that
just
much
by
real.
looking at Michael Jackson, he's not a tad bit fucked. Oh, hello there.
I'm not saying that.
It looks like it looks like
Yeah,
a
but that's
melted.
not-
What
They
was
could
the
yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Was Michael Jackson a
Oh my God.
pedo or not?
All right,
Yes or
okay.
no?
Hold on.
Ethan,
Is he a pedo
give
or
us your
not?
impression. What's
what-
your
Oh,
impression?
let me get to the fucking impression. It's like a melted candle, isn't he? And with a weird squeaky voice. You know them little fucking fart things that you sit on? That's basically Michael Jackson.
Oh, hey,
That's
not his fault,
Hey
though.
there, kids.
mind if I can come? I can't do it.
Any Michael, then again, no, it's.
I think it's.
So,
I think-
on the topic of music legends, Stevie Wonder, who I'm sure
Yeah.
you all know who he is,
Can I actually see?
may actually not be blind. Yeah, it's
Oh,
because
wow.
he frequently attends basketball games. He once
Certainly.
caught a falling mic stand. He's interested in photography and once took a photo. And he does other things typically reserved for people who can see.
Daredevil.
So,
So
Yeah.
oh yeah, he's got heightened senses. Oh, that's the answer.
range.
there you go. Yeah, he's not quite.
I
He's
tell
not
you-
quite cheating.
I tell you how you fix it. You get a basketball, draw a basketball game. Just throw, you're like, oh, Stevie.
But then again, why would anyone, especially in his position,
Belt
he's not
at
really
him
using
up.
it for his
Yeah.
advantage?
He
when he's
just wears
I don't know.
That's if he
sunglasses.
broke his glasses. Like,
Sinister.
The only reason I could think he could be there is just like, to be involved like everyone else does. Like everyone's, pretty much, hey, let's go to a basketball game. So
Yeah.
maybe, but even
you know
then,
what a big
obviously,
conspiracy
Yeah,
theory
he's got to
is?
get out and do stuff.
You
yeah.
know what a big conspiracy theory is? All right, then. It's God or science. Which
What?
one
What's the
is it?
conspiracy?
What's the
Which one?
conspiracy?
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
I must be drinking, youth. you know what a big,
I
bigger
love the compliments
conspiracy
he had.
is.
all right, then. Basically, all right.
Legitimate.
This whole bollocks. I mean, he might be real. Who knows? But basically, you're telling me some bloke back in the day, like he wrote a few pages. A bit of an actor when he thought he's basically. It's just like an extremist follower. Like, yeah, guys.
Who?
Jesus.
The gods, I guess. Oh,
he
Jesus.
real?
Okay.
Is he real or not?
Well, I
Jesus
mean-
is basically an extremist.
Yeah.
well, not really.
Wow.
Well,
Some
okay,
people
might
say Jesus was a magician.
Yeah. It's just a
Just a
local
magician.
just a
you know.
local Egyptian magician.
He just figured it out before all the rest. He was ahead of his time, and he was
Well,
like, "I'm going to use this
think
shit to my
about-
advantage."
Well, think about if you want to look at it the science way, how things have to make themselves in order to make more things. Like
It's all fucking surreal, isn't it? I mean, like,
it is weird. It's like you think
all
two
very,
things, you think
very,
something
very
made this, and you go, yeah, but what
yeah.
made that? And you go, oh, this made that, and he goes, yeah, but what made that? And you have to keep backtracking.
yeah.
You can go on forever because then it's like, well, nothing can exist.
So you're
but everything
telling me
exists.
some bloke out of all of time and everything, just basically molded this all together. Like he made this.
I have absolutely no idea.
That's what they
I
believe.
believe
don't they?
Jesus
This idea of
existed.
describing this God is some bloke.
All right, and
Honestly, how great would it be if you imagine if you
sat in his office
died
chair,
and
just-
you go to heaven and God is Ethan? It's like, you're right, you. Welcome to heaven.
Imagine God like dressed up in like the Colonel's sort of coat, like all right, well,
Please, I'll be good. Can I get into heaven? Yeah, I can do.
Hey, can do.
Yeah, can do that.
And if he was
Nah,
Norman
that
as
would
well.
be heaven.
I like the idea. I like the idea that Ethan gives. That it's just a bloke who sat like an office chair, just writes on a
I
piece of paper
reckon-
what he wants, and it's just.
I
He's
reckon-
looking at hello, what are you here for? Oh, well, I just committed suicide. I want to come into heaven, please.
Bloody hell, Ethan.
Whoa, whoa.
All right, then. All right, they got.
Jesus.
All right, so let's not worry about them. All right, they died of old age in the bed, lovely and all that. You done anything bad in your life? I stole a Kit Kat. Oh, no, mate, you can't come in. There's no spaces for you. That's what they're like. Little office chair, like. Not today, mate. Put you on the waiting list.
Yeah.
Put you on the waiting list.
I reckon God is like, I always picture God as Morgan Freeman from Bruce Almighty.
I think that's the idea that a lot of people have now, and it's just.
I'll be disappointed if it's not Morgan Freeman, you know. So yeah.
I seen that guy from where the wild things are. You know, what's what's that fucking film called? This is the end. That's how I want heaven to be. You know, when they're all like rocking up like.
So on the topic of like
Maybe
science and
dismiss
such, I'm sure you all heard about the moon landing being fake.
Oh,
Real.
that's a good one.
Really big one. So the theory is 1 year after he filmed sci-fi classic 2001: A Space Odyssey, the US government hired Stanley Kubrick to fake the moon landing in 1969. The proof. Though Kubrick's story and all known science has proved otherwise, filmmaker Patrick T. Murray claims to have a video confession from the filmmaker days before his death in 1999. What do you make of the moon landing?
I reckon it was real.
I think it has to be real.
There's a good variety of people that think it's like not and think it did. Like my girlfriend's sister, for example, doesn't think it happened. And
I'd like to think it happened. It was cool.
I think it was.
I'm sure it has. Definitely has.
It's definitely happened now, if not then.
Yeah.
Because in The Shining, the kid Danny is wearing a jumper with Apollo and like a bloody rocket on it. And it's like a wall jumper, and people are like, "Is that a nod to the moon landing? Did Kubrick like put a little hint in there?" I was like, "Is it that deep?"
Is Stanley Kubrick
Yeah.
He was, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure
he
was.
must have been. Yeah.
Okay, that's not an important point, but if I'm thinking about this logically, because that is a huge top of the line thing in a race to be like the Russians, isn't it? To be the first country to land on the moon, is that right?
Yeah, that was definitely something.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that
Well, I
was
mean,
the point.
this Americans weren't the first into outer space. I think it was the Russians, and
Yeah,
like
but not
the Russians were the
moon.
first. The Russians were the first to put something in space. They were also the first to put a living creature out in space. It was a dog called Laika. I can't remember what year it was, but they put her in a shuttle. I think she died like during the flight. I can't remember, but yeah, Russia was like the first nation to put a living creature out in space.
Yeah, so even if if this was just about a pride thing, with the risk that's also involved in considering that, which is way more than any sort of pride you can bestow, I don't think they would have gone to a fucking film director with such a task and such a risk, and at the expense of this Kubrick bloke just being like, how could you even suggest that? Right, I'm going to go to the press and say, you know, so and so. And even then, if he said no in this supposed theory that they have, then that would have been absolutely detrimental for the government of the US. It would have been like, oh shit,
it's real, isn't it? It's got to be.
I reckon it happened. I think that's
it definitely happens.
Off topic. Have any of you guys watched 2001: Space Odyssey?
I've seen little bits of it, but I need to sit and watch it.
Brilliant. Some people think it's boring, but I love it.
haven't. It's one film I haven't watched.
It's so weird, but I love it.
It looks good.
It's great. I really recommend it.
Kubrick's I watched like a parody version of it a while ago, but it was like it followed the same principle pretty much, where you know it's a ship, it's run by like an AI, and there's crew that are waking up and such. So, but yeah, I do want to watch the original piece just to
I recommend it, man.
Just to witness.
It's on Prime or Netflix, I think.
I don't think it's on Netflix, but I'll have a look on Prime. But, yeah.
I love it, man. It's so good. I might rewatch it if anything.
You got
It's
any
great.
more, Nath?
So yeah, you boys are aware of the 5G towers that have been put up all over the United Kingdom, and well, coinciding with coronavirus that's been going around, and people have been linking the two. So here's one part of it. The conspiracy theory should be easy to debunk. It's biologically impossible for viruses to spread using the electromagnetic spectrum. The latter are waves / photons, while the former are biological particles composed of proteins and nucleic acids. But the point is that people are saying how the coronavirus, COVID-19, can spread through these towers, jumping on the electromagnetic waves. And that's how it's been infecting people. But
if you're watching this right now and you believe that, you're a fucking mong.
You are quite the tool.
You are quite
subscribe.
the first time.
You are quite a
that
weapon.
COVID thing that, that gives you the flu and stuff, a real bad case of it, like a cough and that. Yeah, those things that provide an internet signal to your phones when you ain't got Wi-Fi. They're the same. Fucking Mongols, man.
It's
I
just
can't believe that was a
some
theory.
people-
I can't believe some blokes go out there thinking,
I bet it's some hillbilly like,
save the world now. We're going to burn down these towers.
God
Jesus
damn these
Christ.
towers.
Well,
taken
I
down.
saw a video on. It's like a classic, like Facebook video where two people are arguing, and it was this woman who lived on this estate. She came out to these two blokes who were working on setting up the 5G network, and she was like, "Oh, what are you boys doing?" And they were like, "Oh, we're like doing our job. Like we're doing our job." And she was just there, like, "Oh, don't you wonder why, like, they say key workers are allowed to work? Because you're the key workers. You're setting up the network, so you make people sick, and everyone gets affected." Because yeah, it was just
I
like
didn't think about that one.
it was just
I guess I'll just stop doing my job.
it was just another like it's just
moron.
another shit link that doesn't exist in the never worth mentioning. But she was just there,
Not
like,
from round here, are you?
yeah. But she was just there, like, there's a reason why you're called key workers, so you could set up the 5G network, and now everyone can get sick. And it's like, oh, shut up! Like,
That
it's
must be
biologically
a day at
impossible.
work.
It cannot happen. Like, viruses cannot jump on electromagnetic
I
spectrum.
don't think it was even on the whole thing. Like there was more to it. It wasn't necessarily strung to just COVID, but it was more on something just making people feel genuinely ill. Because I remember a colleague in work who was actually sort of very skeptical of it. He was like, "Oh, I don't know, it could be like something to do with any sort of electromagnetic pulse." Don't know if my terminology is correct there or whatever. But there was those sorts of weapons that were being developed by the US a couple of years ago that they ended up using somewhere over in another facet of war or whatever, certain technology that distorts the opposition with whatever sort of electromagnetic. Like I said, as soon as I hear about things like this, fucking lizard people, 5G towers, having COVID or something that's just going to give you a bit.
Bro, there, isn't they? We're gonna have to wait a little bit.
It's this goddamn 5G
I
towers.
just get so annoyed.
My phone's
It's so
killing me.
ridiculous. Yeah, but
Well-
just imagine though, going back to what I'm saying, like you hear that for the first time and you just run with it.
Well, the point of COVID, the something that debunks it is COVID-19 is spreading very quickly in countries that don't actually have 5G network towers. So if anything, there's no real link to it.
You know
like I
another
say,
thing about this virus. Do you think it's as bad as people make out? Do you think it's? I've heard that a lot of people have been.
I think it's very
dying
subjective.
by it when they haven't.
It's very, very subjective.
I think it's pretty bad.
Which I know somebody that died and they had nothing to do with COVID-19. They got put down as it initially. I think that's been happening to a specific few people, which
I know people who don't believe in it as well, which is very.
I believe it.
I know one or two. Yeah,
retarded.
Those people are stupid.
I don't believe in it. I don't. Nah,
It's not
Ain't nothing
real.
like it.
You just imagine them.
Ibuprofen sort you out.
Yeah, have a paracetamol, lad.
Definitely,
Well, I mean, conspiracy theories are all crazy, and there are many, many more. But you know what? I'll delve into more on the next episode. So, be sure to be
Tune in next time.
Tune in next time for that, guys. Thank you very much for listening today.
Oh, come on.
And, yeah. But yeah, thank you for watching today. As I say, we'll delve more into this next episode. So, be sure to check out for that. Peace.